Yes, hello, welcome into 11am Sports here for the one season challenge with Schalke. If you missed the last episode, go and have a look at it. We introduced some of our summer signings and we had a game against Bayern Munich as well. As you can imagine, it was fairly difficult. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already for more Football Manager content, Monday to Friday at 11am. And in today's episode, we're going to have two games. We're going to play up against Borussia Dortmund in our derby here, and we also get to play against Stuttgart as well in a week's time. I'll give you a little update on how things have been going. We've played 3 games since we last met, and we are unbeaten in those 3 games. And also, we've made one more signing as well. Some bad news is there has been quite a few injuries though, and I say we'll talk you through all that. Let's have a look at the league table. The eagle-eyed of you may have noticed the table on the left-hand side. We are currently in 9th position on 5 points. 1 win, 2 draws and a loss. Obviously the loss was against Bayern in the last episode. If you haven't had a look at it, go and look. There was lots of goals in it. Unfortunately, most of them were not for us. We're comfortably mid-table at the moment. And a win today would take us into the European place. You see Dortmund on equal points with us at the moment. We can do something here. This is proving to be not too bad. I thought after we lost to Bayern that maybe we were going to struggle, but it appears everybody struggles against Bayern, obviously. So we've played some fairly decent opposition, and we've had some good results against some of them. So hopefully we're not going to do as bad as I feared we may have in the last episode. I must say I was worried after we drew with Werder 0-0 after we lost to Bayern 5-2 in the last episode. But we did then have a draw away to Leipzig with a 1-1 draw there. Nastasic with the goal there from a set piece. And then we beat Union Berlin. They were down to 10 men for basically the whole game. It was about 20 seconds into this game. Bulter was sent off there. I've never seen a man sent off so early in Football Manager, to be honest, and it took us until the 93rd minute when Klaas Jan Huntelaar scored a penalty to get us a 1-0 win. That's the sort of game that you totally dominate it. You've got all the ball, all the possession, and they just sit there with a low block with their 10 men and hope not to lose the game. We eventually got the win. So it means that we play against Dortmund and Stuttgart today with 5 points, having just had our first win of the season against Union Berlin. We have one more transfer to talk about, and no surprises, it is a loan. It's Rade Krunic here. We've signed him in on loan from AC Milan. Played 15 times at Milan last year after they signed him from Empoli for £7 million. We've brought him in on loan. Another midfielder to cover in there. Can cover in the wings, can also cover at attacking midfield as well. Again, another well-rounded squad player, I would say. Very, very solid. Happy to have him in just as some backup. And the reason we've brought him in is because Franco Vasquez is out for 4 to 5 months with a broken lower leg. He was injured in a match, unfortunately, against Leipzig. I say, yeah, out for 4 to 5 months. So we kind of needed someone to replace him in attacking midfield or in central midfield, and that's hopefully what Krunic can do. Not quite as good as Vasquez, to be honest, in terms of statistics, but we'll see what he's like when he's actually on the pitch. We've not had him out there too often, to be honest. And another unfortunate injury is a torn calf muscle to Francisco Trincao, the winger we've got in on loan from Barcelona. That happened in the game up against... Oh no, it was in training. I thought it was in the game. It was in training on the 22nd September. So he's been out for a month already with it. He's got another 2 months to go. Hopefully he will return soon. We are kind of missing his kind of dribbling and technique, his skillfulness out on that right-hand side, to be honest. And because we are missing his kind of trickery on that right-hand side, we've changed the formation slightly. We've got more mid-central players, really, than wide players in the squad. The only kind of exception to that on the bench at the moment is Hogg there. But so we've changed from this formation to the 2-1-2 formation with the attacking midfielder and the 2 up front. After the Trincao injury, we thought we would be playing Vasquez in that attacking midfield role, but unfortunately, he got himself injured. So what we've kind of changed a little bit about, tried to make some changes. Vinicius Junior has always played as this pressing forward. Fernandes was playing as a poacher for a while, and we were playing Krunic at attacking mid, or perhaps Harit here was playing in there as well. But we've changed our mind, and we went with Fernandes. We dropped him back from an attacking position to play advanced playmaker role, and we've brought Huntelaar back in to play as the poacher. And in the last game, obviously, he scored that penalty. We'll see how he does going forward. He's 37, he can't really run, so he's going to stay up there as a poacher, see if he can score some goals. But the team's been playing alright, not amazing, but you can see defensively we've got some good average ratings. Not so much going forward, but we'll see if we can change that. Vinicius Jr. 6.54 in his last 5 games. He's not been playing great, but we'll see if he improves in today's games. So we are playing on the Friday night, which means we are the first game to play in this game week, and this is the team that we're going to go with up against Borussia Dortmund. Away in Dortmund, a tough game against our rivals. We'll see how we do. We still have injuries to Mustafi, obviously the injuries to Vasquez and Trincao that I talked about. So the team looks like this. Farman in goal, Sané at centre-back with Stambouli and Nastasic either side of him. William playing on the right-hand side and Mendel playing instead of Kolasinac on the left-hand side. El Neni and Serdar in central midfield. Fernandes just in front of them. And Vinicius Jr. and Klaas-Jan Huntelaar playing up front. Hopefully some goals in today's game. Hopefully a win for us. We've been unbeaten since the Bayern Munich game, so let's see if we can continue that today. And the good news is only 4 people in the first team squad, or the first 11 I should say, are in on loan. That is for this game compared to the 7 that it was the last time we were playing. We've dropped some of them to the bench. Obviously some of them have got injured as well. But more actual Schalke players in the squad this time, or in the first 11 I should say. As if I needed reminding, I've just been told in the interview before the game that this is a local derby. And 45 seconds in, there is a highlight. William with it, don't lose it there. He finds Serdar, back to William, plays it long. Vinicius Jr. with it, he comes in field. What's he going to do? He hits it. That's very, very wide, I'm afraid, Vinicius Jr. Not very good at all, but at least we're not losing very early on. We have the only ones with a chance so far. We've not had most of the ball. But it's been fairly boring first 15 minutes, it looks like. Marco Reus with a free kick from a long way out, and it's gathered by Farman. And can we break away possibly here, or are we going to slow things down? We normally like to play slightly slowly, but we've played it long this time. And Huntelaar doesn't win the header, but Mendel does. And it's back to Huntelaar now. And he finds El Neni and Fernandes. And are we going to recycle this play? Indeed we are. Fernandes and Serdar and Vinicius Jr. and Williams on the overlap. He wants to find him. Serdar does. William plays it into Vinicius Jr. He hits it. He will. It's hit by Burke, or saved by Burke I should say. And Akanji clears it. And Vinicius Jr. fouls Royce in the box. So that's another good chance for us there. Vinicius Jr. just not been great at finishing chances, I'm afraid, so far this season. We'll see if he can improve. In the meantime, Dortmund with the ball on the right hand side. Sancho with it. Playing the ball about with Witsel. And Witsel with it now, back to Sancho. Plays it to Delaney. And Witsel switches it, and William clears that ball away. Delaney with it again. Forward toward Royce. Haaland's in the middle if he wants to find him. He strings it in, it's cleared away, and Witsel gets the ball. And he tries to recycle it down to Thomas Meunier down this right-hand side. Swung in toward Haaland. Can he finish? Yes, he can. He's in behind the defence there. And Erling Haaland with his 5th goal of the season already. And Dortmund are up 1-0. No surprise, I suppose. They are a better side than us, but it's just disappointing. It's such a simple ball over the top. The 3 centre-backs to deal with them, and not one person's marking them. And we're down 1-0. And we're taking down towards half-time here. There's not been another highlight since that goal. Say we're losing 1-0 at half-time, but I'm actually not too disappointed in the performance so far. Say unlucky. Things haven't gone right so far, and that is true. And we'll see what we can do in this second half. Huntelaar and Vinicius Jr. not playing well at all. Might change it around and bring on some wingers and see if we can cause some damage. And I think that's what I'm going to do as we get to the hour mark. We change to the other tactic. It's the same idea, just we change the players about a little bit. We'll bring Fernandes to play up front. Vinicius Jr. on that left. And we'll bring Hogg on for Huntelaar. A bit more kind of intensity, maybe a bit more pace. We'll demand some more, see if we can get something going down the wings, and we'll see if we can do anything special. Vinicius Jr. chases that on, but it's cleared away, and Mendel with it. El Neni playing in that ball-winning midfielder role. Nastasic with it. Down this left-hand side, Mendel. Through and behind the defence. Hogg's come on and he scored a goal! Jens Peter Hogg. I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name right, but I'm going to go with Hogg. I've said that. That's his name for the full thing. It's a great finish there. Nastasic plays it down the line towards Mendel, who's not marked by anybody. He swings a fantastic ball into the back post, and Hogg gets in behind the defence and just slots that in at the far post. Tactical masterclass from us there. We change the formation, and immediately the winger gets on the end of a cross. We're causing a lot more problems, it looks like, with the wide men in position. And we've got the ball again for a highlight here. Playing out from the back, Sané and Nastasic with it, and El Neni, and we're playing the ball nice and slowly. Let's see if we can recycle the play. We can. Vinicius Jr. on this left-hand side. Will he find Mendel? No, he cuts in field. He gets past Emery Chan. Jr. Vinicius Jr. through to Hogg. Oh, and it's nearly a goal. I called him Junior. His name's Vinicius, isn't it? Nearly getting ourselves a second goal there. And we're going to throw the ball in with William, and Reina heads it away, but Stambouli will get onto this and finds William, who comes in field, finds El Neni. What's going to happen? Stambouli with the ball again. Switches the play. El Neni gets it, and Nastasic and Mendel's in acres of space out here. That's exactly what we needed to do. The wingers are causing problems now for Dortmund. The ball swung into our Carlos Fernandes. It's a good save from Burke, the goalkeeper. Now that we've got the wingers, the full-backs of Dortmund are looking after the wingers, and our wing backs are unmarked because the wide attackers for Dortmund aren't coming back with them. And you can see it here, Hogg with it in field and William in the overlap, and no one's marking him. In fact, the central midfielder's coming out to deal with him. William swings the ball into the back post. Vinicius Jr. He scored a goal, his second of the season. I said he hadn't been playing well. Well, here we go. He gets himself a goal in this vitally important match. This very important derby against Dortmund, and it's another one of these. The wing back swings the ball in to the opposite winger. Fantastic tactical change from us there, and Vinicius Jr. gets on to the end of that, and we are up 2-1 at the moment. I can't take all the credit, but I can take a lot of it. Changing that tactic, getting some more wide attackers in play, it's causing havoc with the defence there at Dortmund. They don't know what to do. They don't know who they should be marking. And we are up 2-1 at the moment. We have some fairly dead legs in the middle of the field, so we'll take off Serdar in that box-to-box role and bring on Krunic. And I think, I don't know if I want to change too much more. There's a lot of yellow cards in the defence, but I don't know if I want to change it. I'll bring on Amarte for Stambouli on the right-hand side of centre-back. We've just got a lot of yellows, and that's slightly worrying for me. I don't normally like to change the defence too much if they've been playing well, but I feel as if I had to do it. For some reason, Nastasic just taking that corner kick. I'm going to have to look at my corner kick takers and figure out why. He should be the one getting his head on the end of it. But the ball's played away from the corner, and we've got the ball back now. Vinicius Jr. in acres of space. Now a man comes to close him down. Mendel with it. Threw in behind toward Carlos Fernandes. The goalkeeper's in absolute no man's land. And we've managed to score a third goal in this game. And we have completely turned this game around in this second half. And we are winning this game 3-1. What on earth's the goalkeeper doing here? Vinicius Jr. plays the ball into Mendel. And he threads the ball in behind toward Fernandes. And Burke just runs out for some reason. Open goal for Fernandes to tuck that into. And 90 minutes on the clock, and we are up 3-1 here, and the time will tick away. We'll make a change just to waste some time, but we've won the derby 3-1 up against Dortmund. That tactical change made all the difference. Putting two wide attacking players on, they had no idea how to deal with that change, and you can see some of the highest rated players in those wide attacking roles and in the wing back roles. This was a fantastic performance in that second half from us there. And we deserved that win, to be honest. Looking at the stats, maybe it was an even game, but that second half we performed so well, I personally think we deserved it. And 3-1 victors we are. What a result. You managed to grab the win against Dortmund. What did you make of it? It was a great result for us all. I am absolutely thrilled. And we do move ourselves up into the European places at the moment. I know a lot of teams around us still have games to play, but what a result there against Dortmund. That is one of the toughest games of the season away at Dortmund, and we've managed to get ourselves a win. I was wondering, maybe I've set myself too tough a task getting into Europe, but I think it's something that we certainly can do. And never mind just Europe, let's try and get that Champions League place as well. I was imagining Bayern Munich, Dortmund, Leipzig were probably the top three, and then we could try and sneak in as fourth. But let's see what we can do. I've been impressed with this team so far. There's been some good players, some good play from different players. I'm gradually learning who I'm liking. I was starting with Kolasinac at left back, but I've really been enjoying Mendel in the last few games, and he got 2 assists in that match there. So he'll certainly be starting out there. I'm very, very impressed. In fact, I'm going to praise Mendel. Your defensive match was amazing. It was amazing, but I should have complimented his attacking work, to be honest. And Farman has heaped praise upon me for my team talk at halftime. I think it was mainly the change of tactic that was the main thing that happened. But I will accept the praise from that man. And we are sitting in the top half of the table quite comfortably and in the European places. Let's see how the results get on for Saturday and Sunday, if there's any. On the Sunday, I should say. There'll definitely be some on the Saturday, and see if we stay in those European places before we play a tough game against Stuttgart. They're already around us. You can see Stuttgart drew with Köln there, which means Stuttgart are just 2 points behind us. We are staying in 5th place at the moment. It looks like we're going to stay in those European places no matter what happens. The only teams that can overtake us really are Hoffenheim and Werder, so worse will be in 7th. So we're into the European places. We'll see you very shortly, just in a split second for you, when we play up against Stuttgart. If there's any interesting news that happens between now and then, I will of course let you know. One interesting piece of news is Shkodran Mustafi has returned after his rehabilitation phase of his treatment plan, has now returned to full training. So we might see him on the field in the next game, or maybe he'll just be sat on the bench. But statistically, Mustafi's actually alright in this game, so he might be on the field, you never know. Right, so here we are back for the game up against Stuttgart, and we're going to go back to the formation that did so well in that second half against Dortmund. The only change being we're going to play Vinicius Jr. on the right and Hogg on the left. Just for a bit of something different. They can both play on either wing, so we'll see if that makes any difference to the two of them. The team that's going to play is basically the team that was in that fantastic turnaround after the hour mark after Hogg came on. It's Farman in goal with Sane, Stambouli and Nastasic at centre back. William on the right, Mendel on the left, Elneny and Serdar in midfield, Vinicius Jr. on the right, Hogg on the left, and Fernandes will get the game up front with Huntelaar dropping onto the bench. I've not even put Mustafi on the bench yet. It says he still requires a fitness test and he'll play half a game. So he'll play in the second team in the youth team. And once he's done that, he'll maybe get back into the team. But Stambouli, been playing all right since he's covered at that right centre-back position, so he might stay there. The fact we've got 5 people who I'm comfortable with at centre-half, Nastasic, Sane, Stambouli, Amarte, and also Mustafi, is always a good thing. We can get some rotation in at some point should we need it. But let's get into this game. Another victory would be ideal. We're on some good form at the moment. Let's see if we can keep it up. So there we go, we're playing in our blue and Stuttgart playing in black. They're playing in white. They're actually playing the same formation as we are, so it'll be interesting to see how they match up. The first half an hour has been fairly boring, not seeing any highlights. It looks like there's only been 3 shots in the whole game. Fairly equal in terms of possession. Nastasic just taking a corner kick again into Stambouli, and you know what, I was going to have to take him off the corners, but he appears to be doing an alright job taking them into Stambouli, his centre-back partner there, and he gets his head on it. And we're up 1-0. I'm still not sure why Nastasic is taking them. I'll need to have an investigation to see if I've accidentally put him on the list when he shouldn't have been on the list to take them. But we are up 1-0 with that corner kick tactic I've talked about in the Juventus save and also in this one. Get your best headers in at the front post and swing the ball into the front. And normally you do well. And we are up 1-0 at half-time. Just like the last game, slightly boring first half, but this time we are ahead. And don't get me wrong, I won't complain boring and being ahead. But hopefully there's a few more goals in the second half. For us, not like the other time when the team had a comeback. We don't want them to have a comeback this time. I'll be honest, it has continued to be as boring. No more highlights in this game so far. We've made changes to the 3 up front. Sarr, who can play as a right wing back or a right attacking mid on loan from Bayern Munich. He'll come in on the right hand side. Harit come in on the left, and we'll bring on Huntelaar on up front for 20 minutes. Has, I must say, been very, very boring this game. It's just ticking along and nothing's really happening. But there is one here. William swings it in and Nastasic heads it in. So he has an assist from a corner and he scores one from the corner. Both of our goals coming from our corner set piece that we have made up, our tactic we've made up for corners. You can see you've got our 2 best headers in at the front post there, as well as another one on the goalkeeper. That's our 3 centre backs right there. And it goes into the centre backs. And we get the header and we're up 2-0 thanks to 2 headed goals from corner kicks today. And the time is ticking away. 4 minutes added time. A very, very boring way to end this episode after the dramatic win over Dortmund in a very important game for us in this season. A tough one away to Dortmund. This one should have been slightly easier. It was in the end, but it was just very boring. Not many highlights. You can see the best ratings for any of our players came on the defensive side of the ball. That's because they were playing so well. Nastasic with an assist and a goal. Stambouli with a goal. Elneny played well midfield alongside Serdar. I'm really liking these two. It's a really solid midfield. There's nothing maybe too fancy about it, but it's a nice solid midfield. Lets the 3 up front, normally Vinicius Jr., Fernandes, and it would be Trincao should he not be injured, do the fancy work with William and Mendel supporting them. But really these 3 centre backs alongside Elneny and Serdar really are solid defensively, and that's one of the reasons I think, apart from obviously the game against Munich, we've been so solid at the back. We've only conceded a couple of goals apart from that one against that game against Munich. We've only conceded a couple of goals, and I think that's part of the reason. These 3 strong centre backs and the 2 solid midfield players. But you know what? A 2-0 victory up against Stuttgart. I'll take that. And we've now made it 5 games unbeaten. It's saying there, very much a positive for us there. And I think we'll play a few games before we come back. Just to advance things on a little bit. I don't want to be showing you every single game that's happening, but obviously the only thing really for Stuttgart, that's not us. The only thing for Schalke, we are not in Europe, so it's only the domestic stuff to talk about. So it's the Bundesliga as well as the Pokal as well. And most of the games have happened there. Hertha and Wolfsburg are still to play. But looking at the league table, as it is on the right-hand side, just above my head there for you, you can see we are 5 points off the top. Currently, it's Eintracht Frankfurt who are top of the table. 5 wins and a draw. Bayern have lost a game to Eintracht Frankfurt. Hence, Bayern are not top of the table. Mönchengladbach in third, and then ourselves and Bayer Leverkusen on 11 points. A little bit of a gap. 3 points to Union Berlin and Dortmund. Both of those teams who we have beaten, remember. So we've done not bad. I know Union Berlin were down to 10 men for all the game, basically. But we did beat them, remember. That's the important thing. We've done not bad. Up in the Champions League places at the moment. Certainly at the start of the season, I did not think that's where we'd be when I saw the squad. But we've made a lot of signings, and we're playing quite well at the moment. And we are in 4th position. Looking at the schedule, I think we're going to come back. I know I said I'd play a few games. I'm only going to play a couple because we play against Borussia Mönchengladbach at the end of November, who are in 3rd. And we play against Bayer Leverkusen the next game week after that, who are in 5th. And as you can see, we're in 4th. So they're the 2 teams right around us at the moment, and that could be 2 very, very tough games. We'll see if we can beat them. That shows you we are one of the top teams. And if we lose to them, then perhaps we are kind of more a Europa League side as opposed to a team that's going to be competing for the Champions League. I say 2 tough games there against Mönchengladbach and Bayer Leverkusen, but we will play them and we'll see how we get on in that next episode. If you have enjoyed this one where we've had 2 wins, a 3-1 and a 2-0, then please do leave a like on the video. I really would very much appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I tell you, we're getting up there in subscribers. I never thought I'd get this high. You know, I'm still double figures. I'm still low compared to a lot of people, but there's a lot more of you subscribed than I thought there would be. So if you are watching this and you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button for more daily Football Manager content, Monday to Friday at 11 AM, and you won't miss an episode of this one season challenge with Schalke. And until the next one, where we do play up against Borussia Mönchengladbach and Bayer Leverkusen, we'll see you then.